The Trump debate, the Trump versus Kamala debate, it didn't go particularly well for Trump. Let's dive into the news. It's the 11th of September, and this is your crypto news. So this debate was a bit of a surprise to those that are, following Trump normally. He's normally pretty clear with things, but Harris was cool and in control, per at least some narrative, and I would tend to agree. Trump, angry and unhinged at times, moderators clearly voting for Harris, coins down. How this all works out, we'll have to wait and see. But it was quite interesting. If you want to see a bit of a takeaway, this points it out pretty well. One thing to keep in mind, that he did say something very valid. I would say Kamala was, I've only seen the clips, not the whole thing, but I would say Kamala was far more kind of in tune with what to say. She also had, there was probably a bit more of a bias with the ABC. But with Trump, he basically said, you've said you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. Why haven't you been actually doing that? So I guess they've got two different styles. Kamala's far more of a politician, and that, you're going to promise, you're going to say the right things. Trump's far more direct, but at the end of the day, who is the right person? That's for you to decide in the ballots. But there was quite a bit of political bias on this, and the markets have reacted accordingly, which is essentially the point we're trying to make. So Trump was at 54%. Now they're both down to like 49%. So quite a big drop there for sure. And this all happened in real time. So if you started longing Kamala or if you started shorting Trump, boom, 8%. This is just in the betting market. So a little bit disappointing, to be honest, by Trump to not become better prepared. And I think one thing that's clear is Trump's public relations skills, they're not as fine-tuned as Kamala's. See how it all goes. Now, this could just be coincidental, but it's pretty obvious to quite a few people, whether or not you're what side you're on, that Trump is more pro-crypto. And the markets did immediately react to the fact that this wasn't the best debate. Having a look at the overall things, the overall state of crypto. So we've got basically a whole lot of red. Nothing crazy. Sol's down 4%, BTC and ETH in the 1% range. And then the fear and greed is up, so we're less fearful, but we did actually go down. Now, this is very important to note. So there was a massive crash in August, and it came because of the Japanese yield. They put up the interest rates. And then so there was this carry trade, which meant that the USD was losing value because previously you'd borrow Japanese yen. If you're a big company over there, you would go and buy American bonds. You paid like very minimal or no interest on the yen, and then you went and collected 4% with treasury bonds. And you can see that this wiped out. It just dipped down significantly on the 5th of August. And then we rallied up and we're like, oh, everything's all good again. And now we're back down there. A month later, we're back down to the same amounts. Let me just make this a little bit more obvious for you. Down we came, and now we're back down there. So that is not bullish for the crypto markets. And we can have a look that this wick, this was on the 5th of August. This is BTC. This wick down here to 49K. Now that Japanese USD pair is, we could potentially be back down here again. I mean, that was just a wick, right? But still, we're trading a little bit above if we use the same metrics. So US dollars will have to strengthen against the Japanese yen. Vitalik has just sold basically $500,000 of ETH again. Not bullish to see. You could be bullish on a protocol. You could be bullish on something, but you don't have to be bullish on the token. If you see a lot of sell pressure, like, why is Vitalik selling so much? I don't think he needs some money. Quite surprising. We haven't done a deep dive into this, but that's what we can see. He's selling his ETH. This is a great website that my researcher has found. Token unlocks. So we have a watch list here. Even though we're not necessarily holding these tokens, we want to see when an unlock is actually happening. Unlocks are very important to normal kind of VC coins. Unlocks don't generally happen with meme coins. So if you're holding SUI, keep in mind there's $56 million worth of unlocks happening in 20 days. I don't know what valuation this actually came out at. So if it's selling at 87 cents, I think you're probably going to be okay. But you need to keep an eye on these sort of things. In particular, JTO has not been doing terribly well, and it's just gone down 8%. 87 days, there's another massive unlock, and this is properly massive. This is $251 million. So I'm very confident that this is going to be, the JTO is not going to do terribly well. Initially, like JTO always kind of went up to $4.20 or around that. And now looking at this, I'm not really seeing that's going to happen. Sol, there's a small unlock that will be absorbed. Ondo, this is relevant. This is in the real world asset space. I don't hold in this token, but that's a $1.18 billion unlock. So that's crazy. And then Camino token, which I'm very bullish on. That's quite some time ago away. You can also click on projects and you can just see when something else is coming up. So for example, small, these are like 8 hours, couple of days. Maybe you are holding some stock, and just keep that in mind. So use that website. Next, anything where we've taken the content will be watermarked. So this is CryptoQuant. So exchange reserve, this is important. US dollars has been increasing on exchanges. So when we see more US dollars, that is buying pressure ready to be deployed, put into different levels to buy spot, and we will tend to see when this goes up, the price will start to actually go up. We also have the Bitcoin exchange reserve. So when Bitcoin moves off exchanges, it goes to cold storage by the whales. When it actually goes onto exchanges, it's normally gone there to sell, right? You're not going to risk it otherwise. So we've been decreasing, and then we're kind of sitting here, and then we've been steadily decreasing. So this is a bullish thing, even though the price has not been doing wonderfully since this kind of top. This is not really shown in the perfect scale, but since this top, we've seen there's been more and more BTC actually leaving the exchanges. And short-term holders, it's been going from short-term holders to the long-term holders in terms of BTC holders. All right, so I've referenced this person quite a few times. This is Jamie Coots from Real Vision, but this is also very relevant to see. A lot of people were going to hold more than one address. Also, a lot of addresses, I don't know what as a percentage, but you could clearly easily say 20% or more would be like bots or Sybils. But still, the smart contract platforms in general, the different EVM networks like Sol and EVMs, they've hit an all-time high of 17 million daily active addresses, up from 5 million 12 months ago. But the total market cap of those tokens is down. So we're seeing growth. Some will be Sybils, a lot of them, but we are seeing general growth, but the market cap is down. So it's good to see there's actual real-world users using these things. And I know this is not a perfect metric, but it's still a metric that's worth covering, and that is the fact that Solana records highest daily active addresses in blockchain history. So a big spike up. Strangely, there's nothing to really cause this right now. It's a little bit unusual. Like there's no, I don't know why. Meme coins are kind of quiet, but up we've gone. And shown again, just in terms this is by Solana Floor from the Step Finance team, showing the other ones as well. The interesting thing about this that I find very interesting is the Near protocol daily active addresses is massive, but I have no idea what's happening over there. That's quite alarming. So if someone's playing on Near, please let me know what is active and why people are actually playing. Maybe it's a blockchain that we should be considering. Breakpoint in 10 days, and I'll be covering as many things as possible, as everybody knows. But there's no Jupiter planetary call today. There is, however, going to be one next week apparently, which will be live from Breakpoint, organized in some way, but also they will be on the stage and going through all the different things. So this will be very bullish. This team just ships and ships and ships. So we're going to have Sayong will doing a keynote and Meow a virtual talk and meet. Here are the details, including the time. So if you're there, make sure you catch this. Basically, there's like two things happening at the same time pretty much always. There's two different stages. So you want to get to this stage. And if you miss it, or if you're not going to Breakpoint, I'll cover it. Back to my calendar. Remember, you should be bookmarking this beautiful calendar created by the team. And then today's things, just scroll on down. Decent amount of stuff here. Like there's the LP Army session registration, which is well worth being a part of, and a few other things as well. Of course, the most important thing for anyone that holds JUP tokens is JUP and Juice Workgroup. Go and do your vote today. Don't leave it for tomorrow. And to be fully honest with you, I haven't even voted with all my wallets yet. So do as I say, not do as I do. Points market, not bullish on this happening. No actionable from me, just letting you know. You can go and sell your Meteora points on Whales Market. I have a referral link below. You can use it or not, don't mind. But if you've got a lot of points, not a crazy amount of demand or volume necessarily, and the price is very, very low, but you may want to go and actually do this. I personally think Meteora will do fantastically well, and I want to accumulate more points just really hard. Like you need to be basically, it's hard to do content and to really work out how to maximize profit with Meteora. But I do have an actionable at the very end to make it more simple. This is one of my assistant's wallets, just as an example. This is all linked back here. You can check your estimation of points. And this is very small in terms of points, but you can check how many points you have. So if you decide you want to sell it. I've also got a video on using DLMM pool. This is a pretty decent video. I know I need to do another one on it. It's a complex task, that's for sure, but I'm pretty sure this will still help you out. If you are not able to use DLMMs, make sure you join the LP Army. Sign up for that. The LP Army is very well worth it, but you can also go into pools and just enter dynamic pools. There's many solutions coming out. It is hard to not suffer from divergent loss unless you're doing it kind of like a few hours a day learning actively. Berachain. This is probably the most important airdrop news of the day, maybe of the week, maybe potentially of the month. This is a chain I am not familiar with. I will not lie to you. And I've always been surprised by the fact that it's just like Berachain. It's just, look at that branding. It's insane. I don't know why it's done so well, but 42 milli private round. This was 2023. Congrats to them. But they've now done a Series B at 100 million. So congrats to them again, which of course means no guarantee, but go and airdrop farm this. So you go to the website, which is just berachain.com, but you can find that yourself pretty easily. Go to dApps. You can use Rabby Wallet. Haven't used this yet. Don't know if I have time for a tutorial. There's too many other tutorials that are on the backlog, but go to the faucet, get some testnet stuff, and go and flick it through everything. Learn it. If it's a great chain, great. If it's a great airdrop, great. Probably going to be some pretty crazy dilution, so I would jump in now and I would be active. And I will. This is one of those things of, I'm saying I'll do it, I'm saying you should do it, and you should do it, and I will do it. The co-founder of Berachain has confirmed that both users of both testnet V1 and V2 are incentivized. So missing out on V1 and now testnet V2. Didn't even know V1 existed. So get amongst it. You can get the faucet testnet Bera every 8 hours. And people will be sibling this for sure. So maybe you want to go with a couple of wallets if you've got the time. You can also go mint a dynamic NFT. And maybe that's going to give you some potential rewards. Who knows? Worth it. Otherwise, Crypto Telugu, they have this massive guide and a little video down here that will be linked below at the end of the live stream. Lulo, Next bit of news. Here's Maurice down here. It's pretty face. If you are holding, say, USDC and you want PYUSD, you can go and swap straight in Lulo right now. Very tight slippage, no extra fees. Or if you want to do the reverse, you can do it with your stables in order to capture more yield. Also, PYUSD, they just went live on Carrot. So I've covered Carrot in a live stream. It's a similar approach to Lulo, I guess you could say. You no longer need an invite code as well. Now, this is some big news. I'm not a football fan. I like football. Well, I'm not a football fan. Borrusia Dortmund. Yes, I know I didn't pronounce that correctly. They are the second largest football club in Germany, and they've announced their BONK as an international premium partner to enhance fan experiences. This is pretty epic, right? I don't see any other meme coins doing this kind of stuff. Just well worth it. No big deal. This should have thousands of likes. Honestly, epic. The dog loves to see it. Well done. Got some news here on CAT and the airdrop to Flocky holders on Binance. Binance messed up the snapshot date. So now there's some people got excess CAT tokens while others didn't get any. They've suspended the CAT withdrawals, and they're working on today. They're gonna make sure everyone's getting the CAT tokens that they're expected. Also, BNB chain. This is the official BNB chain Twitter. We've got 3.5 million followers here. And for the meme liquidity support program, the winner is Simon's Cat meme, which they did very, very well. Very good launch. And you can see the criteria. My reason for mentioning this is there's no indication that they're going to be listed on Binance. Binance probably wants a listing fee. Cat maybe they don't want to pay it, or maybe Binance wants to let things kind of exist on the actual chain themselves, get some traction over there. I'm unsure, but I'm feeling that this is a positive sign that we could get a Binance listing. Onto some Breakpoint news. So Richard from Tensor, just some random things. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to attend this specific one. There's just so many talks happening, but they'll be announcing some exciting updates to the Tensor ecosystem and maybe a bit of alpha. So I'll try and see if we've got someone to cover it. This is happening at Breakpoint. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening at Breakpoint. It's properly valuable. Ansem has this point here. Nasana was trading a $1 million valuation. I faded. I was on a boat with the Nasana team. They were looking for extra funding, didn't have a lot of capital. I didn't work out that it was a valuable thing when it was peanuts. Before they gave their presentation on stage, and whammo, up they went. So yeah, it's worth getting to Breakpoint. Breakpoint tickets, $500. You know the drill. 20th to 21st of September. Token 2049 also happening. Pay with USD. Seb Monty 10 for a 10% discount if you want to go to both. Quick reminder, book your events. If you do not book your events, you will miss out. I'll keep on mentioning it because it's going to eventually get through to somebody, and I want you to get there. We have some unfortunate news here. No idea who this is, but Indonesian crypto exchange Indodax goes offline after a $22 million hack. A little bit of a reminder, if you're going to go with a small exchange, don't have a massive amount of funds on there. Probably trust the bigger ones. Ideally, get yourself a ledger and self-custody. That's not financial advice. You have to up your level of knowledge to get to that point, and I get that. But this is not what we like to see. Actionables. So JUP's trial working group is live. Go vote. Play some stink bids on Sol at 127 and 122. And I'll show you quickly why. So this is the Solana chart. And for some reason, my support line doesn't show it here. So we have broken through that 130 mark, but only ever so slightly. We're jumping off support really, really well. So if you want to try and capture some with a little bit of a risk down, you can go and get that filled potentially, depending on the exchange, at around 122 to 128. You can go a little bit lower if you want to, but these could actually be filled on some small wicks that go down. That's what my point is there. And book your tickets to Breakpoint. Airdrop actionables, follow my Berachain airdrop guide. I haven't done one specifically, but all the links will be below. And remember, for the Met points, even just going to Camino using Jito Sol and Sol in the Meteora pool, you're not going to have impermanent loss. You're going to gain some rewards. That is still worthwhile. And remember, mint that Archeum Week 1 NFT. That's everything for today. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.